Hey, what's up, guys? I got 5 tips. And the reason why I came up with these 5 tips is because I've been getting emails and I got a few messages on Facebook because we have a private Facebook body shop page, body shop group page where people can, send me direct messages and I'll send them information and, whatever I can help them out with. But I got 5 tips. It's going to help you grow your business. It's going to help you be more efficient. It's going to help you build more relationships, and it's going to help you transition from the technician to more of an owner without so much of a drastic change. It's going to be small little changes that you can do over the course of next year, and you'll see your business slowly start to transition from more of hands-on approach to more strategy approach. So tip number one is going to be something that it's really like a business term, and it's really referred like more like in the business industry, but it's called you got to get rid of the dead cows, right? So what does that mean when I say get rid of the dead cows, right? Well, what I mean by that, it means to get rid of anything that's in the past. So if you have I'm going to refer to the collision industry because that's the industry that I'm in. Or if you're in the mechanic industry or anything that where you have a location with, a yard and everything, right? So the dead cows is going to be things that are just taking up space. That's going to be like, if you're like a hoarder and you have all these parts, if you have a bunch of stuff that you just want to save because you just don't want to throw nothing away, that's dead cows. You got to get rid of all this dead cow stuff. And one of the biggest things in body shops that takes up so much space is that people just store stuff in their shops. Like people will come by and say, "Hey, can you work on my car? It's a restoration." And a lot of technicians will tend to take on those jobs. And then what happens is they become fixtures in the shop. You have a car that's been in the shop for a number of years, and it just takes up space. It's collecting dust. Now you eat your breakfast on that car. They put their drinks on there. And that's a dead cow. That car is costing you money. Every month it's costing you money because it's taking up real estate within your shop. So get rid of all the dead cows. Just partner with someone and say, "Hey, you know what? I need your help. I need you to help me just clean out my shop. Just clean out anything that's junk. Just throw it away. I don't care if you think it has a value, just get rid of it. Sell it. I don't care. I just need to get rid of all this junk. Get rid of all those dead cows." That's going to be the first step. And what it's going to do, it's going to free you up because you're now going to have more space. And whenever you can have more space, you'll have more opportunities for bringing new jobs in. All right. So that's going to be tip number one. Tip number two, this is something that actually helped me. And I just started doing it. No one actually told me to do this. I just started doing it because I found it worked for me. And what I started doing was in the morning, I would get up and I would get dressed like if I was gonna go to like a meeting, right? So I would dress up with slacks, a button-up shirt, and I would attend like morning mixers. I would attend morning events, and I was part of the BNI. That was one of the things I would meet up in the morning. There's a lot of other business meetups in the morning, so you'll be surprised how many business owners meet up in the morning between 7 and 8. Because if they go in at 8, they'll meet up at 7, and they'll meet from like 7 to 8. They'll have a mixer. They'll talk about business. They'll network, and you can actually gain a lot of business by going to those events. And they're free events. Some of them you have to pay. Like the BNI, I think I was paying maybe like $500 a year. Don't quote me on that. I know I was having to pay for that, and that's because they provided a lunch and a breakfast. Like they provided a breakfast in the morning. That's why we had to pay for that, and plus the membership to network with everybody else. So the change of clothes was actually something that really helped me because in the morning I would get up to go to those mixers, those meetings. I would get to the office. I would change into my work clothes. I would work all day. And then in the evening, if there was any events, I would attend those events. I would change clothes again. I would go to those events and I would mix. I would just interact with people. I would create relationships, and I actually gained a lot of business from that. Tip number 3, I got a list here. Tip number 5 is going to be very important. I'm going to say that one for last, but I'm going to need some information from you for that one. And if you haven't subscribed yet, man, take a moment to subscribe to this channel, because the stuff that I bring you is stuff that's going to help grow your business. It's going to help improve your personal life. It's going to help improve your family life. It's going to help you transition from a technician to an owner, right? It doesn't matter what industry you're in. You could be a barber, you can be a mechanic, you can be an electrician, you can be a carpentry. The skills that I give you, the techniques and the tips can help anyone transition from a technician type of job to more of a leadership type of position, right? So look, tip number 3 is going to be to get a layout of your shop. Get a layout of your business. So it's very similar to a restaurant, right? So just imagine if you look at a restaurant, how they have the tables, right? That table generates so much income per month. So it's the same thing with the body shop. It's the same thing with the automotive. Every spot where you can fit a vehicle should be generating income, right? So what we did was we actually took the Google Maps. We actually had like a drawing of our shop, and we measured out everywhere we can put a vehicle, right? Because every vehicle represents a real estate that represents income. So every vehicle should generate an average repair cost. So whatever it is in your state, figure out what the average repair per vehicle is, and that spot should actually, produce that amount of space if there's a car in that space, right? So look, mark out everywhere that you could park a car. Try to mark out like a flow system, how you want cars to flow through your shop. That's going to be very effective too, because it's going to help create a flow, in your shop, and you know where cars are going to park. For example, like we had an area within our shop area with our yard that we knew where that's where total vehicles goes. Vehicles that were total loss, we knew where to park those vehicles, and we knew that when we were looking at the cameras, we knew that if we had a vehicle in that spot was generating daily revenue because of storage, right? We had another spot where we knew we had to park vehicles that were very delicate, right? So if we had a brand new vehicle, we would get a lot of vehicles from the dealership that showroom cars that might have got dinged up by the porters or the mechanics. Showroom cars that we will park in designated areas because we knew those cars were very delicate cars, and we knew that we had to take special care of those cars. So we would park those in a designated spot, right? So like I said, make a layout of your shop, number each spot. I remember we went as far as getting some spray paint and some cardboard numbers, and we would spray a number 1, 2, 3, 4 all over the shop of where vehicles will be parked at, right? So that was very effective. Tip number 4 is going to be stay open to change. And what I mean by that is our shop started off as a custom shop. So we started off doing custom boats, motorcycles, cars, trucks, right? All metal flake and all that kind of stuff. In fact, if you're on our YouTube channel right now, if you go to filter and you go to most popular video, you're gonna see some of our custom work, right? Hey, if you get a chance, like go ahead and just subscribe. That way you get the latest video updates, and you get to get the first dibs at these tips to implement in your shop and create change. So make sure you subscribe and hit the bell button, right? So you get notification. But so tip number 4 is going to be open to change, because like I said, we started off as a custom shop, and what we noticed was we started to get like a lot of more insurance claims, and that became more of a recurring thing. So we said, hey, maybe we should transition to more insurance claims. So we made that change. So we got rid of all the dead cows, and we transitioned to more insurance claims. But we stayed open after that. We stayed open after we transitioned to more insurance claims, we still were open to say, okay, what kind of claims do we want to do? Do we want to do these contracts for these rent-a-car companies, or do we want to focus on fleet, or what do we want to focus on? And so once we decided what we wanted to focus on, we stayed in that area, and that's something that we're still focused on, and we're very good at that. We have a strategy. We work very well, and so it's been working for us. So stay open to change, man. There's always going to be change. There's always going to be a demand for something in your marketplace. So stay open to see if you catch that. And like I said, look, this is something that's very powerful, right? So what's making you money right now may not be making you money in the future. So you always got to be willing to transition to change. So always look to see what's shifting in your marketplace, okay? And you might want to make those changes. So tip number 5 is going to be online platforms, okay? Online platforms to market your business are free. I got a list of 50 free platforms that you can market your business on. And basically all you got to do is go up there and set up a profile for free. And by doing that, you're going to have an online presence. Having an online presence is going to be key moving forward. So if you're just a first-time business owner, if you just started, if you're looking just to drive traffic to your business, you got to make sure that you're taking advantage of these free platforms first before you go trying to spend money on Facebook ads, before you start to go try to get billboards, for radio commercials. You want to make sure you have an online presence first. And that's going to be free. That's going to be your first step. So look, if you're doing the networking, if you're maximizing the space in your shop, if you're open for change, if you're using these free platforms, hey, this is going to increase revenue for your business. So look, like I said, I'm going to put the link to our website in the comments in below, right? It's going to be the link. Just go in there and just opt in on, submit your email address, and I'll send you this report. This report is about 3 or 4, it's about 5 pages of about 50 website links of free places you can promote your business. So they're very similar to like Google Maps, right? So it's just like Facebook. If you have a Facebook account for your business, if you have a Facebook page for your business, it's the same way to set these up. So there's about 50 of them here that you can go in there and just set them up. And what it's going to do, it's going to give your business an online presence. So when someone searches, you know, mechanic, when someone searches barber, when someone searches carpenter, plumber, whatever, they're going to be able to find your business. So hey guys, I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all's time. Thanks for watching. Make sure y'all subscribe because, you know, I'm trying to get this content out to more technicians, more guys that are just going through the struggle, saying, man, I need help trying to grow my business. I need help trying to transition because I'm tired of doing the 9 to 5. I want to be a business owner already. How do I do that?